we are going to go over the balance posts. Marvel Rivals version 2025-09-12 balance post. So this is for Friday. Next Friday, not this one. Next one. The Marvel Rivals universe is shifting. Some are getting recharged, some are facing nerfs, and new team-up changes are bringing even more epic showdowns. Let's break down which heroes are getting a power boost and who's feeling the sting. Captain America, because we're gonna go over the adjustments for Fangods first. Cap's damage output is getting a slight downgrade. Remove team-up anchor bonus of 5% damage boost. Ah, that's not too bad. Again, the amount of times I've seen it a little bit more in 3.5. Don't get me wrong, I've seen it a little bit more, but not a whole lot. This is not that big of an impact, in my opinion. There might be some Captain America fans that are currently screaming, yelling at me from somewhere in the future. But that's my opinion. Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, is now casting faster, but he's trading a bit of survivability for offensive mystique. Reduce Maelstrom of Madness cooldown from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. That is, I think, his E. Reduce base health from 600 to 575. That's a tiny little bit of a nerf to his health. But it should be fine, so long as you're not stupid. I know how hard that stupidity wants to come out, and sometimes happens to the best of us. Emma Frost, the White Queen's control and survivability are getting a little less unbreakable. How dare you, sir? This is Emma Frost you're talking about. Increased Diamond Form cooldown from 15 seconds to 18 seconds. Ah, you bitch. Reduced telepathic pulse energy gained when hitting shields from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. Oh, 10 per second to 10 charge per second to 5 charge per second. Okay, sorry, I fucking read that wrong. So you used to be getting 10 charge per second from hitting shields. It's gonna be reduced to 5. That's the only thing. This though. How dare you add 3 seconds? How dare you, NetEase? My word. Penny Parker! The enemies caught in Penny's webs are in for a stickier situation, and her ultimate ability just got slightly more threatening. Did? Spider Drone new effect now slows hit enemies by 8% for 2 seconds. Hi, Maida. How you doing? Each hit stacks the effect and resets the slow period, stacking up to 40%. Are those the tiny little Spidey bots that are running around on your... You have changed! Changed from what? I think these are the tiny little Spidey bots that are on the floor when you put down your nest. Usually people just explode when they stand on it, but I guess having a slow added when they are on it would help them explode faster because they can't get out. Reduce Spider Drone release interval during ultimate ability from 0.7 seconds to 0.5. So, oh, okay. It used to be 0.7 seconds for one to come out. It's now 0.5 seconds, or at least once the new season starts. You're a different man now. I haven't played any games in 2 months and almost a week. Discipline. I think I had a period when I didn't play video games for like half a year, and then I was like, I want to play video games again, and then I bought a Wii U and played Bayonetta. Alright, the God of Thunder's ultimate is getting an upgrade. More speed, new stun, greater Bring the Thunder. Increased movement speed during ultimate ability from 600 to 700. That is the lateral movement that you have. After ultimate ability lands, the stun surrounding enemies for what? So you can go down, hammer in the face, if you're looking at them. From my observation, the way that Thor's ult used to work is you charge in, use your ult, hope nobody shoots you out of it, land, hope you get a kill. Now it's literally just go in, do the same thing, but look at the enemy you actually want to kill in case you don't kill them. Then you can hammer them in the face. Good! I also like that his movement speed has gone up a little bit, because not being able to like follow a lot of the characters, a little bit annoying. So much grass in these days. I'm one with nature. I'm not on shrooms. Hi, Patterjohn. I'm reading the balance patches, the balance post. I'm gonna be reading the patch notes. We're gonna be looking at the roadmap, and then we're gonna go look at well, we're actually gonna be doing that after I read this, but we're gonna be looking at the new lady that's gonna join the Vanguards. Alright, but let's go over the changes to the duelists. The quicker we get through this, the better. Black Panther. T'Challa's survivability after striking a marked enemy is now less kingly. Nice. Reduce bonus health gained when striking vibranium marked enemies with Spirit Rend from 30 to 25. Reduce base health from 300 to 275. For anyone who's paying attention, they already showed off the health thing earlier. I was like, didn't he have 300? He did. He did. Less kingly. Kingly. Not what I said, you know it. Blade! The Daywalker sword just got a little sharper. More melee damage for those who hunt in the night. Increase ancestral sword damage per single slash from 22 to 24. Is that the regular attack? I think that might be the regular attack. I don't know any attack. I just know I have a sword and I have a gun. And I have another sword in my back when I play Blade. That's all the things that I know. Magic. Magic loses her team-up anchor bonus, but gets a whole arsenal upgrade to compensate. So for anyone who didn't know, because this team-up has been used so little that it might have well have not existed, in my opinion. Magic got a 15% damage boost when there was a Black Panther, or very, very early on, a Psylocke on the team with her. Reduced charge time required from magic slash maximum damage from 1.8 seconds to 1.2 seconds. Is that the right click? That might be the right click. I think that's the right click. Magic slash new effect. Projectile now pierces enemies and reduces step discs cooldown by 1 second per enemy pierced. She's gonna have the storm attack! They made it buff mode. You're sad. Why? So her right click is gonna be like Storm's attack, but it's where Storm's main attack is pierce, hers is just her right click. So instead of like focusing on like anything that's isolated, you want to actually throw this into the team. Be that from behind or from the front, doesn't really matter as long as you throw it in there. Increase soul sword damage from 65 to 75. Increase Eldritch Whirl. Pet the kitty, please. Yes, he does. Eldritch Whirl damage from 45 to 50. Increase Demon's Rage damage per hit from 18 to 20. Increase melee normal attack damage from 30 to 40. During Dark Child ultimate ability, increase Eldritch Whirl's single hit damage from 35 to 45 and Umbral Incursion damage from 135 to 140. In other words, big doublage. Let's move on to Moon Knight. Our Resonant Weirdo. Mark Spector's Blade is now moon charged for maximum chaos. Moonblade now holds up to 2 charges, each taking 6 seconds to recharge. This is right click for anyone who's confused. In other words, if you really want to get rid of stuff inside your Ankh, you can right click twice and they'll be poof. Moving on to Psylocke. More moon. Yes. Psy's burst damage has been slightly dialed back. Decreased the retrieve damage of wing shurikens per hit from 12 to 8. And her wing shurikens are her right click. You're gonna be doing slightly less damage. Which she probably... Now Moon only Goon. I mean, you know, his nickname is Goon Knight, so... but she probably did actually need this because she had, despite the nerf to her invisibility, she was still like kind of, you know, dominating a lot of the times. Scarlet Witch. 1 no survivability in Ultimate or getting a magical upgrade. Can now be healed by teammates during Mystic Projection. Increase reality erasure damage from 800 to 9,999. In other words, if Mantis was ulting and you had a Groot on your team, he can now die. Actually takes more skill. New effect now pulls in nearby enemies within the 50-meter radius during cast charge. Max pull speed up to 2.4 meters per second. In other words, people will now be closer for them to kill you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, she did kind of need like the I will guarantee make you regret life if she gets her ult off. I do feel like she's gonna get targeted a lot harder now though. Fair play to anyone who mains Scarlet Witch. If you can make it very high in your rankings, I'm not making fun of you. You play her, you're probably able to get your ult off consistently if you're playing in relatively high ranks. In general, you don't like Daredevil. I mean, you're allowed to not like Daredevil as a hero, considering technically he's a vigilante, not even a hero. That's the PS game. I was Scarlet and I won. I mean, there's like, that's what I was saying, right? I would much rather have was DM2. Fine. Like I said, like there's nothing wrong with playing Scarlet Witch. I would much rather have an amazing Scarlet Witch than a half-assing Hela, right? If I have a bad Hela who could have played the most amazing Scarlet Witch of her life, I would have much rather had the Scarlet Witch. And it's not even close. But I think they took a version of Daredevil that actually had powers for Marvel Rivals. Because I know that it exists. He's a hero. Anywho's, let's move on. Now that the ads have finished, from Scarlet Witch to Squirrel Girl, who is getting a nerf! Finally! You should buff Loki. Get back to the game. Technically, they did buff Loki in 3.5. They did. Sort of. They gave him a team up that gave him gigantic lily pads with damage boost. Doreen is less of a menace from afar. You have buff OP. Reduce burst acorn damage from 110 to 100. Less. Make it like 85 or something and then we'll be happy. Increase the hit damage of Squirrel Blockade from 35 to 50. It's fine. I've never died to a Squirrel Girl shooting at me. Always miss my teammates bounce around and one-tap me. Increase mammal bond cooldown from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. I think that's the one where she gets the giant acorn and eats it. But hey, less damage. It's a beginning. Start. Never shooting at the person she kills. Nope. I will say though, whenever I decide to play Squirrel Girl, I usually aim for the backline. And I actually aim for the backline. So then it's like, I see a few healers there. Pop, 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 death, death. Aiming, if you know how to aim with Squirrel Girl, you are actually going to be the worst nightmare on the enemy for the enemy team. Like, it's not even close either. It's just that usually Squirrel Girl, people just stand in their own spawn and shoot into where the general direction of the fight is because they can hear it. I don't like those. It's like you're fighting and then randomly an acorn hits you when you're like half health and it's like death. Main Squirrel Girl and she's crazy with her. She just spams her acorn. Low skill too. This is brain rot in lower ranks. It is. Like it's not even like if you are actually shooting in the fight and getting kills because you are aiming at them. Fair play to you. You actually know how to angle your nuts. Which sounds weird, but you know that's how that works. You know how angles work. And you know, like, if you aim it at a certain height, it will bounce a second time and actually hit something. It's just like the one brain cell Squirrel Girls that are the most annoying because they just stand somewhere and just stop it. Yes, but, you know, Star-Lord's ult is actually kind of goated because, especially if you know how to work around it, because it auto-aims, right? Star-Lord ult auto-aims. So if you don't want to aim at someone, you have to make sure that your crosshair is not anywhere near that person. It is. I'm not gonna deny it's not aimbot. But you know what I mean, right? Gets some kills, she gets overconfident and goes to die, then screams at me for not healing her. I'm always at the back chilling, watching everyone die. It sounds like me. But it's also those same score girls that like stand behind like 200 walls and like say like, why aren't you healing me? Because I had no line of sight, you dumbass. Usually that's also Spidey's. Scarlet Witches are not that annoying. Mostly because they know they are a low skill character and they do not wish to die. Tell me I'm lying though. It's like, where is my scroll at? I know she's low health. Oh, there she. Ah, yes, I cannot heal through that. There's a few walls between you and me. Never mind then. And then they have the gall to go GG no heals, like bruh. And if I play Luna, I'm not giving you my snowflake. You're Squirrel Girl. Fuck off. There's something else on like the enemy backline that actually needs that snowflake. You're over there taking weird angles and dying immediately. You don't deserve that snowflake. Anyways, last duelist, Winter Soldier. Bucky is getting a handy improvement to his close quarters control. Okay. Ah, that one. Ruben's Fist's new effect. Second Strike now applies a 1-second debuff to enemy hit, preventing them from using mobility abilities. So if you hit people twice, or buckets. If you hit the same person twice, so this is not like second hit. So if you hit one person and then hit another person, they get the debuff. No, this is second hit on the same person. Tend to go be mean. I'm not gonna lie. I've been playing Winter Soldier a lot and starting to get a relatively good hand on this kit. I also like turning around when I hook someone and then pushing them into my team. They explode. It's fun. It's very fun. Anyways, on to the strategists. There's some buffs and nerfs we have to go through over here. Invisible Woman. I see you, Jeff, by the way. Sue Storm's control and ultimate ability just got more fantastic. Great. Increased slow effect to enemies passing through Guardian Shield from 30% to 35%. Guardian Shield, of course, is your right click. Summer Civilian. I've had a few Summer Civilians in my games. They're not fun. Increased Invisible Boundary, ultimate ability, healing per second from 165 to 180. So again, ultimate ability, more healing per second. Remember though, if you are low health and you ult, and the ult just went off, that healing does not take effect immediately. So you will die if someone shoots at your face. Remember. New effect, slows enemies within range by 20%. What does within range mean? Within the boundaries or just in the general vicinity of the ults? Invisible Woman is one of the supports that actually has a very clear indication when you are healing someone, because you can hear it pass through things. So I get where you're coming from. No. One, because chat's over there, and two, because my cam's behind my chat, so. Jeff the Land Shark. Jeff's ultimate leaves a healing pool after use. That's the... Oh, yes. Dive in for some aquatic rejuvenation. Its Jeff ultimate ability now leaves an 8-meter radius, one of the only ults that I actually know by name. Healing pool at the point of activation that heals allies within range by 100 health per second. So that's his base heal. Healing pools last for 8 seconds. So the length of his ult, basically. Jeff's ult is actually useful to his team now! Alright, Jeff players, you are excused. You can now play Jeff. Loki! My sassy king. My sassy god. What do you have for me? Less damage, healing, and ultimate ability active time for the God of Mischief. Reduce illusions damage and healing ratio from 100% to 80%, so the illusions themselves are going to do less damage and healing. That's a 20% reduction. Reduce God of Mischief ultimate ability save period from 15 seconds to 12 seconds, which, granted, if using an active duration ability, e.g. Luna Snow's ultimate ability, reduce shapeshift residual period after the ability ends from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. What, having the clones do less healing and damage? You still gotta be... Oh. Stupid shark. Okay, you gotta understand, though. If you had a shark and a support that had actual support, the shark ult would basically be useless if your team needed healing, because, one, if you do heal your team, it means that they're not on point. And, if you didn't heal your team and you just left them there, they kind of got left without a healer. It is. I loved taking the shark as Loki. I'm not gonna lie, I have one game, and I'm very sad that I didn't actually clip that. I have one game where I had 6 stack, so the whole enemy team, I got all 6 of the enemies. None of my teammates. So I just dragged them to the edge and spit them out. But yeah, Loki is getting a healing reduction to his clones. Not himself, but his clones. And his ult is getting a reduction. But, like, to be fair, you don't use the, like, entire duration. Usually at, like, 7 or 6 seconds left, you would, like, use whatever ult is there. And then that'd be over. And, this actually meant that you could extend your ult for a time. Because you could have had your ult last 32 seconds in total if you had, like, a Lunar Snow ult, which is an active duration ability. Now. But you didn't want to use the full 15 seconds before using the Lunar ult, because usually, if it hit 0, you wouldn't have your ult anymore, so. Anyways, Lunar Snow! So his ultimate ability duration is getting cooled down. See, we didn't nerf her. Apparently they were aware of the fact that Lunar Snow did not get a nerf. I love that. The whole community has been complaining about Lunar Snow not getting nerfs. Which, you know, I would understand if people would actually heal for their heals, but they don't. So, if they nerfed her at all, in any kind of capacity, people would get angrier at that. I love this little footnote. Reduce fate of both worlds' ultimate ability duration from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. Also, I think they nerfed her ult at one point with how fast you could get it. I think that was after Season 0, but I'm actually curious, because he has a whole dance routine, so I wonder what 2 seconds of that dance they're gonna cut out. Mantis! It gets a little more slippery. Movement boost from nature's favor now decays to 0 over 2 seconds after being hit. Oh, so it's not immediately, instead of instantly disappearing. Interesting. This is one of the things that I got annoyed about with Mantis. They gave her a buff. Oh, that's what they... Right. That's what they nerfed in Season 0. Oh yeah, I had that exploit where you have it bound to your scroll wheel and you just scroll really fast between, like, up and down. Yeah, talk about an epilepsy attack. you couldn't even hear anything through it because the swap noise was just so loud. Anyways, onto Ultron. Ultron's ultimate now deals extra pain. No defense is too strong for the AI Overlord. Ultimate ability new effect deals 125% damage to bonus health. Rocket and Mantis are gonna be pissed. DPS Tron. Yeah, this is only bonus health, so only the blue part of the health bar. Anything else, this is gonna stay the same, so you're still better off healing your team than you are DPSing. And again, because they keep having to say this, Ultron's ult is good. So good. It is extremely good. And a lot of people don't understand that. Ultron's ult makes your team CC immune. They can't get crowd controlled. They cannot get, grabbed by Emma, or yelled at by Emma, or stunned by Penny, or anyone else for that matter. They are CC immune. Use it! Fuck the amount of times Ultrons don't do that. It's fine. It's whenever people are playing Ultron and think that they know how to use him, but then don't use his ult when there's like an Emma yelling or a Penny throwing webs everywhere. Use it! Anyways, team up abilities. Angela, we will get into that after the patch notes. Also, apparently, I didn't know this, by the way, Angela was originally from Spawn. Anyways, new team-ups! Divine Armory, Angela Thor. As the team-up anchor, Angela gains 100 health. Interesting. Thor gains the new Thunderstrike Pike ability from his team-up with Angela. And as we saw in the death thingy, the Thunderstrike Pike is literally just a spear you throw at your enemies, or wherever you want to go, that you can then jump towards and then strike. You land a hit, you do additional damage. I don't know someone who had to translate this. You hate school? Welcome to literally everyone has life. How you doing, Logan? How has school been treating you? I'm assuming this is your first week back. Although I don't want to make that a hard assumption, because I know that not every area has the same starting period as, I do, which is 1st of September. Thankfully, I don't have to go to school anymore. Adjusted or removed. Team-ups. Arcane Order, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Magic. Magic joins the Order and unlocks the new magical chain of Sitirak ability through her team-up with Doctor Strange. Just thought of something evil. If you have both Scarlet Witch and Magic, Magic can chain you together with someone else, and Scarlet Witch can just press her C and then just, throw turret bombs at your face. Got a certificate in digital audio. Funnest school in my life. I have a bachelor's degree. Scarlet Invis ult slow. Dude. Yeah, that's always been a thing. If you had an Invis and you had a Scarlet Witch, perfect time to ult. Not even close. But now you can pull people towards your ult. Imagine having Scarlet Witch, Magic, and Invis on a team with Doctor Strange's tank. Every time Magic would just throw in her ability, Scarlet Witch would do damage, get her ult, Invis would ult on whatever point there was. You would ult the Scarlet Witch and say bye-bye to team. But I also have a degree in fashion design. That's it. Darker different. Dimensional Circuit, Magic Psylocke. Do you mean Magic Black Panther? Because Psylocke has not been part of this since forever. I think they copy pasted this. They forgot to change this from Black Panther from Psylocke to Black Panther. This team up has been banished to Limbo and removed from the game. Black Panther loses the Wakandan master ability previously attained from his team up with Magic. Page people, you might want to adjust this. I opened this page today, by the way. Do you look pretty? Absolutely stunning. Girl, you are absolutely fabulous. Gamma Charge, Hulk, Namor, Black Panther. Black Panther joins the Gamma Fun and gains the Gamma Vibranium Armor ability through his team up with Hulk. And for anyone who wasn't here for me watching the dev stuff, that means that Black Panther will get the Hulk shield that you normally get from Hulk shielding near you whenever he takes enough damage or when his health drops below a certain level. It's just as squishy as the original, so, don't go doing anything stupid. I mean, he did get his health nerfed by 25. Kind of. Anyways, hi, Jeffrey. Ymir says the same thing daily. The Ymir has good taste. Balance changes. Arcane Order. Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch magic. Looks like the arcane magic is getting a bit weaker for Scarlet Witch. Reduce sorcery surge, explosion damage upon hit from 12 to 6. Okay, so you're doing a little bit less damage, which is probably needed because it did do a shit ton of damage. You literally just could hold both buttons, both left click and right click, to do both types of damage, so having that reduction is good. Not even close. That does it for the balance post, so this is all the changes that are going to happen to the characters and the team ups.